Mr. Collins gets rejected by Elizabeth Bennet, marries her best friend 3 weeks later, then invites Elizabeth to his house for an extended visit.
I thank you for the honor of your proposals, but to accept them is absolutely impossible. My feelings forbid it in every respect.
I would be happy to visit you at your earliest convenience.
Everyone reads it as politeness, a generous gesture from a gracious man. But here's the question nobody asks out loud. What kind of person invites their rejection over for a tour? Before we get into today's video, I made something. It's a Notion budget template based on Elinor Dashwood. Every expense is either Elinor, things you need, or Marian, things you really can't justify but buy anyway. At the end of the month, one question: would she approve? It's called Sense and Spending. Link in the description. Okay, let's go. Let's look at what Collins actually does during this visit, because Austen is very precise about it. He walks Elizabeth through every room, shows her every view from every window, points out the furniture, the garden, the road to Rosings, and Austen tells us directly he was constantly watching her, looking for signs of regret. His words, his behavior, his entire hosting strategy, all of it is oriented toward one question: does she wish she'd said yes?
I say staircases because there are several, and each in its way very fine. And here, if you will permit me, Cousin Elizabeth.
This is not hospitality. This is a performance with a target audience of one. The Regency version of posting your best life specifically so the person who turned you down sees it. No caption needed. The house does the talking. But there's a second layer here that's easy to miss. Collins doesn't just want Elizabeth to see the house. He wants her to see him, in his natural habitat, close to power, approved by Lady Catherine de Bourgh. Because for Collins, love was never really the point. Status is the point.
Whose bounty and beneficence has preferred me to the valuable rectory at Hunsford, where it is my earnest endeavour to demean myself with grateful respect towards her ladyship.
Elizabeth rejecting him wasn't just personal, it was a miscalculation on her part. She failed to recognize what he represented. The visit is his chance to correct that misreading. Watch me bow to a countess. Watch her speak to me by name. Now tell me again I wasn't worth it.
There are 64 in all, 64, and I have it on good authority that the glazing alone originally cost in excess of £600.
Here's where it gets more interesting, because Collins didn't engineer this visit alone. Charlotte did. Think about what Charlotte's daily life looks like at this point. A husband who narrates his garden in real time, who reads aloud from Fordyce's sermons for entertainment, who has managed to make even Lady Catherine's approval feel exhausting. Charlotte doesn't invite Elizabeth out of friendship alone. She invites her because Elizabeth is a distraction, a new audience for Collins, a buffer, a reason for him to redirect his energy somewhere that isn't Charlotte's sitting room.
This parlor is for my own particular use.
Collins's vanity would never say no to a chance to show off. Charlotte knew that. She used it. The invitation looks like Collins's idea. It was Charlotte's operation.
I am happy to see you, Elizabeth.
And are you?
Here's the part that makes this whole thing collapse. It didn't work. Elizabeth walks through the house, sees Collins measure his own happiness by the square footage of his shelves, watches him perform adequacy for an audience of one, and feels nothing except confirmation. Austen gives us the line almost as a punchline. Elizabeth was perfectly able to satisfy him that she had no regrets at all. He built the whole visit around producing a feeling in her. She didn't feel it, which raises the real question, was this ever about Elizabeth, or was it always just Collins needing somewhere to put his ego?
Your ladyship is very kind, but I believe we must leave as planned on Friday.
The Hunsford invitation is one of those Austen moments that reads as minor, but is actually doing a lot of work. Collins thinks he's running a flex. Charlotte thinks she's buying herself some peace. Elizabeth walks in, looks around, and walks out more certain than ever. 3 people, 3 completely different agendas, 1 visit. Tell me in the comments who was the real architect here, Collins and his need for validation, or Charlotte and her need for a break? And the harder version, have you ever been invited somewhere and realized halfway through that you were the prop, not the guest? I'm Sana, this is Monica's Pie. Stay sharp. See you in the next one.